All right, so I'm hit you guys up live real quick. So I started my YouTube channel, but I kind of like doing Facebook Live too. So what I'll do is I'll just download this video onto my YouTube channel. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Mayor Harry Kim's what does he call this? Mauna plan, right? And this, and I'm looking over at my screen because I have Igay's some stuff about Igay up here that I wanted to tell you guys about, because when you look at this plan, right, I read through the whole thing. And when you look at it on the surface, it's geared to make the public believe that somehow Igay, Kim, TMT, President Lansing from UH, that we're all trying to make this situation right? And so here's our offer. And so when I go through this, right, there's a pledge. The part of it says this is our pledge, right? So I started looking at the dates. So everybody signed this pledge on the same date. Igay signed it. This William, I can't pronounce his last name, but he's an interim Department of Hawaiian Homelands. Hey, every brother ain't a brother, but that's another song. Ed Stone, right? And David Lansing. And Ed Stone's with TMT. They all signed this on September 12th, right? Their pledges, each individually. Go look at it, right? On September 12th. So I said, well, what was going on Igay's Facebook page on September 12th? And so on September 12th, Igay is posting, after he signs this pledge on his Facebook page, and I'm going to read you his post. Let's talk about respect for the flag of the state of Hawaii. This is Igay. Our law enforcement officers serve proudly under the state flag, and they would never intentionally damage it. This is the post that he was talking about when he sent them officers up there, and Harry Kim sent them up there, and they cut and saw through the Hawaiian flag, claiming that somehow the protectors put it up there intentionally, knowing that the police was going to have to cut through it. But that's another story. And so what happened on September 3rd? Now, this is after they signed this pledge, and here is this thing, Harry Kim's and everybody's way to what do they call this? To a way forward for the mountain, right? Now, they just signed this on the 12th. Then on the September 13th, after Governor Igay and TMT and this guy from the Hawaiian Homeland signed this, they do that fake press conference the next day. Remember the one where they was putting stuff out there talking about the people up there on the mountain is, trying to link all these threats and stuff that was appearing on social media, all that to the peaceful, nonviolent movement on the mountain. You remember that press conference? I did a video on that one too. The next day, after they signed this stuff, go look at it. After they signed this, that we trying to do our best, they gaslight the people the next day with that press conference. Now I'm telling y'all what's going on. What they're trying to say is we're being reasonable. They don't have any person from that movement on that mountain talking about none of this stuff. They weren't invited because the issue of that telescope is not, right? This isn't about, they want to build that telescope no matter what. And what they're trying to do is give this impression, slowly but surely, drip by drip, of we're being reasonable and the people up there on the mountain ain't. That's what this is about, man. This is a conspiracy to rape that mountain, right? What this is a very calculated plan, right, to gaslight the people and in making everybody believe that somehow we have good intentions. And see, politicians, and so when you got politicians and a multi-billion-dollar corporation signing an agreement talking about we got what's in, they lying. They lying. And so it's a lot deeper than, oh, they trying to buy us out. That ain't what they're trying to do. So now when you see all this stuff about, now you got Igay, let me go pull up the latest stuff on his page, right? The stuff about, the Hawaiian homelands. And now all of a sudden, we're making all these available. Excuse me from not looking at the screen, but I got to look at the other screen so that I can tell you on this screen what I'm trying to tell you. yeah, so today, where this dude at? Yeah, today he's talking about uh news conference. This is yesterday. DHHL's adoption of Chapter 10-7 Hawaii Administrative Rules, Planned Communities, Multifamily, right? And so why is he doing that? See, what they're trying to say is, look, we're gonna get certain Native Hawaiians, and we'll give them the land that we've been withholding for years, and then it will put them in a position of going back and then telling the protectors, hey, don't mess this up for us. In other words, this is that divide and conquer that they're trying to do, and ain't nobody falling for it. So I know I'm preaching to the choir, because I'm telling you, man, these protectors are smart. So ain't nobody falling for it, but so we can see you coming a mile away. But that's what they trying to do. They trying, and then whoever this interim guy is, man, I mean, really, bro, you need to really sit back and think, where do you want to be when history comes? 30 years from now, when people are talking about making that stand, when everybody's saying we've had enough, when you're talking about going out to Sherwood, destroying that, and Carwin, I mean, man, I'm telling you, it's just so much stuff going on, right? To where, and it's obvious that everybody's saying that, look, this is enough. It's enough, right? And so, where do you want to stand? Who is this interim guy for DHHL? Like I said, man, wrong is wrong no matter who's doing it. But like I said, and Public Enemy said it. It was a black hand that took the hand of the life of Malcolm X, and every brother ain't a brother. But what side you want to be on? Because up until now, where were you when all these other people, when the beneficiaries wanted the rights to their land, and this long lawsuit that's been going on, right? And so he's going to have to make up his mind what side of history he want to be on. That's each man got to make it, and woman got to make their own choice, right? And for those of us that ain't Native Hawaiian, you still got to make a choice too, because Martin Luther King said it, and we all know it. To sit back and do nothing is doing something. To sit back and say I ain't in this is getting in it. To sit back and say it ain't got nothing to do with me and allowing other people to be oppressed, you might as well be over there with the oppressor. And I know it feels right saying I ain't got nothing to do with this. But when you see the civil liberties and civil rights of people being taken, right, as you can see here, now this stuff they're doing out in Sherwood at 300,000, well, we got to go out. I mean, the mayor, man, I'm telling y'all, like I said, I know y'all get tired of me doing these rants. But yeah, so this guy, so when you go back and you look at this, man, and you look at all this stuff, I mean, how did all four of y'all, the mayor, the governor, President Lassner, and Mr. TMT, and this DHL, whoever this guy is from DHHL, y'all made y'all pledge on September 12th? In other words, y'all all, politicians and the private corporations, y'all been talking about how to stop this. Isn't there something illegal about a private corporation being involved in law enforcement? I don't know, right? And all these decisions going on. And then the very next day, after y'all sign this September 12th pledge, y'all go on with this bullshit press conference to gaslight the people into thinking that the people up there on the mountain is involved in these threats, and you can't connect any of it to the nonviolent peaceful movement. What are you trying to do? What you're trying to do is condition the public into thinking that somehow these people up there being unreasonable. Look what we did. We made a pledge to them. We told them we was going to give them this. We promised no more rape of the mountain. And we done raped it before, but we told them we ain't raping no more. Yeah, we know we done raped the mountain for years and lied on it. Ain't done nothing that we promised to do, but we ain't going to rape it no more. Don't you see, people, that we are trying to be a better government by promising them stuff, by finally giving them things on their land that they've been entitled to for ages? So even though we stole everything from them, even though we've been lying to them, even though we don't own the road, even though we're arresting the component and doing all these things that are illegal, ignore all that. Believe our pledge. And think about this. they're being unreasonable because they won't let us buy them out. See, they know that the answer was going to be no when they came up with this. When they came up with Mayor Harry Kim's plan, the plan was, we know the plan ain't going to work. So the plan about the plan not working is we'll use the plan as a basis to send the National Guard and the police up there. Because then we'll be able to show everybody that it's in the media and all the public that they're being unreasonable and we don't have a choice. So the plan, we know, how do we know this? Because if you go back and look, look on Governor Ige's Facebook page, right? When he says, right after this was written, another post that he put up there was that something about sooner or later, we're going to have to go in there and move them. Now, you haven't unveiled this. You signed it so on September 12th, and you ain't unveiled it yet, Governor. And so if you knew you was going to come out here talking about we're going to get a plan, sit out there and pushed out there to help mediate this situation, if you knew that on September 12th, why was you trying to cause division after that? Now, it wasn't public that you signed this on September 12th, right? It didn't become public until what, yesterday, September 30th. So in between September 12th when you signed it and September 30th when this became public, why you been agitating and gaslighting the people if you truly meant to bring the matter to some type of agreement? Because you know the plan ain't working. And the plan ain't working as part of this plan. Man, we see y'all coming. Like I said, I've been involved in civil rights and studying civil rights since I was 15 years old, man. You guys was a day late and a dollar short with this bullshit. Hey, man. So, like I said, I don't want to go on no rant. But once I get started, it's hard to stop, man, because stuff be coming to my head about, it's almost like incredible. Like, you really gonna try to gaslight us on this shit too? Go look at the dates they signed this, people. And then go look at what they said after they signed it. If you really do think that they have good faith intent in doing this, then why are they trying to stir up this shit? Why would you sign this on the 12th and then do a fake press conference on the 13th if you had any good intent? And so y'all need to tell TMT, man, ain't nobody for sale here. You done raped the mountain, now you want to turn it into prostitution and you're going to try to buy it? Hey, man, like I said, and for those people, I'm telling y'all, man, see, I don't even listen to the emails now talking about why you in the middle, why you ain't Native Hawaiian. Like I said, check my records. I didn't just come up here and just start talking civil rights stuff. Right, I've been doing this all my life. Don't believe me? Go check it. I've been fighting the police and civil rights all my life, and bullies all my life. But let me get back to this point. So looky here. I mean, these guys, man. So I have to say this again. If you sitting back saying I ain't got nothing to do with this, you got something to do with it. And if you can't see that this is a moment in history, if you can't see that this is a moment in history where people just say, hey, man, no, hey, because there's too much stuff going on. And no matter how much they try to connive and do, I know y'all can't see all this stuff, but y'all got to trust me. All these pieces is Mayor Harry Kim's plan. And ain't none of the plan Harry's. They just got his name on it. This TMT's plan. This Ige's plan. And they trying to shove it through Harry because they say everybody like Harry. Hey, Harry, like I told you before, man, sometimes whenever I felt like I was being used, it's because I was being used. And if you feel like you're being used, Harry, it's because you're being used. But you probably know that by now. And so now I don't even feel sorry for you no more. You in it just like the rest of them, man, in a conspiracy to shake the people down. And like I said before, y'all haven't gotten the writing on the wall. Y'all need to come tell y'all boy Kirk Caldwell, he need to see the writing on the wall too. Going over here talking about the reason why we got to go forward and destroy this sacred place in Sherwood where people have ancestor bones and stuff like that, and burial grounds over there, is for $300,000, and y'all waste more than that on luncheons and attorney fees, defending off subpoenas from the federal grand jury about maybe some criminal wrongdoing going down there at City Hall. But I made a video on that too. So anyway, that's my rant for today. Hey, I enjoy it. And like I said, man, to me, you know, hey, they say, you don't send, look, Ige, if you don't want me talking, don't make sure that somehow I don't get a hold of this stuff, man. Because I read it and then I start timing it. Right? And so again, on the surface, y'all making it seem like, oh, we making a magnet. All you trying to do is to say, okay, we know we done raped the mountain. Now we want to turn it into a prostitute. How much? Here's what we offer. And y'all truly, well, you understand. Y'all understood when y'all do the answer was no. That's why y'all didn't invite none of the protectors to come down here and even talk about it, because you know what, nothing to talk about. So why are you doing it anyway? And it's to try to make them look like they're being unreasonable. And again, certain things just ain't negotiable. So it's a false premise to say they're not negotiating in good faith, because you can't negotiate whether the mountain is sacred or not. Either it is or it isn't. And I done enough talking on that. But for those of you that haven't heard it before, like I said, you can't compromise your spiritual beliefs. Well, you can if you want to. That means you don't believe too much in whatever spiritual reality you believe in. So you can compromise. Obviously, some people are compromising theirs by putting these lies out there. But like I said, man, sooner or later, you got to make a choice where you're going to stand on it. And to me, I side with the people. It's simple as that. And I don't mind telling the truth, because, hey, as much stuff as, you know, it is what it is, man. And so when I see the lie going on, I can't allow the gaslighting to keep happening. And now, is there anything else I want to say about EGA, TMT, and all? Hey, so I'm going to do this video. One other thing, too. So I'm going to do this video. You know, that cop that walked into the man's house and then shot and killed him. She said, I was going in the house by mistake, right? She got convicted. And a lot of people, Sean King, a lot of people were upset because yesterday, before the jury got the verdict, the judge was saying, look, I'm going to give you, she was talking to the defendant, the lady. The lady asked for a jury. She said, Judge, I want you to tell the jury that I didn't have to retreat when I was into his house because I thought it was my house, right? It was called the castle rule. And what the castle rule is, I might as well tell y'all now because I feel like talking about it. The castle rule, when it comes to self-defense, using deadly force, the castle rule says that when you're in your house and you're faced with deadly force, you don't have to retreat. You don't have to run in your own house. Your house is your castle, and you don't have to fear anybody in your house if they're threatening you or your family members with bodily harm, serious bodily harm, or death. You don't have to run and hide underneath the bed or anything like that. You can shoot. And so the judge told her, hey, look, you can use that defense. And people got upset. Well, it wasn't her house. It was his house. That's crazy. No, it's not. And here's why. In self-defense, you can, two reasons. One, the judge is letting her get, because the judge, just like in Catherine K. Lohan's case, the judge ruled a lot in Catherine K. Lohan's favor. Why? Not because he liked her, so, right? But because a lot of times the judge will say, I'm going to give you everything you want, so when you get smoked by the jury, you ain't going to have no argument on appeal that somehow you was done wrong. So if you want this jury instruction, I'll give it to you, right? So you got to understand, because it's the sister judge on trial. It was a beautiful thing to see, right? This white officer, you know, goes in, kills an unarmed black man in his own home, says, I was acting in self-defense, and the judge is black, right? The prosecutors are black. Hey, I know, hey, but you know what? We've been going through it for years, but let's get back to the point. So, in self-defense, you can kill somebody if you have an honest but mistaken belief. So you can be mistaken. So, you know, it happened in the Midwest last year or the year before last. There was a man who came home. He went to work, and his son was going to play hooky from high school. So the son hid in the basement, right? Father thinks the son is gone to school. And the father goes to work, but then forgets something and comes back and hears a noise down in the basement and thinks somebody's broke into his house. So he comes down in the basement with his gun thinking, he's going to have to fight off somebody that's broke into his house. And when he opens the door, his son scares him and he shoots his son. Son kills him, right? That was a mistake. He was not in danger of death or great bodily harm, but he had an honest belief, but a mistaken belief. He was acting in self-defense. And so when this lady says that I want a jury instruction saying that I had no duty to retreat, it's because if you believe her, not that I do, but if you believe that she honestly was mistaken about the house she was in, she can still argue that, but you have to show the jury that you had an honest belief, but a mistaken belief. So what the man would have to show the jury when he accidentally killed his son is when I came home from work, I honestly thought somebody was in my basement robbing us. I went down there. And when my son bust open the door and scared me, I honestly thought it was an intruder. I was mistaken, and I shot my own son and killed him. It's an honest belief, but mistaken. And so, again, that's what she was trying to argue in her case. That's why the judge gave the instruction. One, because you can get that type of instruction, but two, the judge, she's looking at the jury, so you can read the jury, right? So the judge knows, look, this jury probably gonna convict this lady, and if I don't get this instruction and she gets convicted, I may get reversed by the Court of Appeals, right? So, okay, lady, you want the instruction saying that you didn't have, fine, I'll give you the instruction. And so there are a lot of people spouting off on social media, Sean King, and I'm talking about, this is crazy, she was in the wrong house. That's because you don't understand why that instruction is the way it is. Finally, remember that the guy out in Ocean Point, I think he was a soldier. He remember those houses out there look alike, and he was coming home. Had been drinking. It was in the news a few weeks ago, but it happened last year. And he started banging on the guy's door. Right, he thought it was his own house, and somebody had locked him out of his house. And he's banging, and ain't nobody letting him in. And he's mad because he's locked out, thinking he can't get into his own house. He didn't know, but he was at the wrong house. But the houses out there on Ocean Point look alike. So the guy on the inside thinking somebody's breaking into his house. And so the door is like, bending in. So the guy shoots through the door and kills the soldier. An honest belief, but a mistaken belief. Now, I know this woman, let me get to now that's the law. Factually, yeah, y'all know she wouldn't, I don't know what happened. Maybe the guy was up there making a lot of noise or what have you. She walked in there drunk and they got and killed him. I don't know. See, the point is he's dead and he can't tell this side of the story. Right? So I think the jury made the right decision. I think the judge made the right decision. That way that cop can't, come back on appeal. So anyway, I have no idea what we're going to name this video because we started off with, it's all crime, right? We can just call this the crime video. We can talk about Mayor Kim's conspiracy with Governor Ige and TMT, this guy from DHHL, right? Those are your co-conspirators to gaslight and rape and continue to prostitute a mountain, right? Attempted prostitution, right? We'll buy this, right? We done raped her for years, and we won't rape her no more. Now we want to buy you, right? That's the attempted prostitution. And also conspiracy to gaslight a group of people in an effort to steal what ain't yours twice, I guess. I don't know how that would happen. But anyway, so that, right? And then we get into the other criminal case that was going on in Texas. So we I got to go to bed. But yeah, so this would be the crime video, right? Crime at home, crime abroad. But there's some criminals out there. And that's why, so sometimes when you see this, again, when you see Mayor Kim stuff, it's always deeper than what it is. They ain't trying to buy, they're not trying to buy this. They had no genuine intent for this to go forward. This is all in color brochure with all these pledges that were signed on September 12th. They never met with any of the protectors. Right, because they knew that there is no negotiating this because it's a fallacy. Go over to Israel and ask them to negotiate their Mount Tabor. Go over there to some of their sacred places. Like I told you, I went to go see King David's tomb when I was over there. Man, I'm telling you, man, they will kill you if you try to desecrate any of that stuff over there. There ain't no negotiating that stuff. right? It's just not. Right. And so when they say that, oh, the protectors are being disingenuous, everybody's saying, look, man, you can't negotiate the sacredness. How do you do that? Right. Either you're pregnant or you ain't. How am I going to negotiate whether or not I get you pregnant? Let's talk about how we do this. Right. It's either you is or you ain't. Right. So that's a false fallacy. So when they do this, and then sign it on September 12th. Go look at the dates. I ain't lying to you. Like I said, when I come on here, I bring receipts. And then go look at Governor Ige's Facebook post. And then go look at the September 12th. He's up there talking about, them tearing up the flag and cutting the Hawaiian flag in half. September 13th, they do the bogus press conference with all these same people. They got the guys who man, I done talked about this enough shit. So yeah, so I'm just, man, they ain't fooling nobody, and that's what needs to be said. You're not fooling anybody. So push back on social media. This is just a trap. So those who are naive in the public will read this and say, oh, the mayor and them, TMT, they being really nice to these folks, and these folks ain't really. They just, what do they want? Right, they're being unreasonable. This same thing they used to say themselves. When go back, when the bus boycott was going, what do these people want? Right, when desegregation was going, what do y'all want? We're giving you a school over there. They're being unreasonable, and because they're being unreasonable, sit the dogs on them. Put the mace on them. That's the trap this is about, right? So this is not a genuine offer. They knew it when they made it. Go read it. And then match up with what they saying in here with what they doing out there. Right? Match up with what they saying in here with what they doing out there, and go on that timeline and you'll see what I'm talking about. You can't be genuinely saying that you're trying to resolve this in a respectful and amicable way, right? And here, and then doing all the dirty stuff you're doing out there. No, man, y'all know what they doing. And this is slowly trying to build up to when they finally go up there and forcibly try to remove the people. That's what this is building up for. This is building up for, we need to look good going down. We need to make this look good. And the only way we can make ourselves look good is by making them look bad. And if we got to lie on them and gaslight the people in order to do it, so be it. But we talking about too much money. And then the whole attitude is, we know what's best for you anyway. And see, that's what happened when they come to this land, when they came to Africa, missionaries. We know, hey, look, y'all over in Africa, we know what's best for you. We're going to take you out, right? And then take you over here and then enslave you, right? And then teach you, man, don't get me started. So anyway, that's enough. Like I said, I shouldn't come on here live because I can't edit it at all. But I got my little YouTube channel, The Law with Lawson. I don't know how to link stuff up together yet. So bear with me. I'm just learning a lot of this stuff. Anyway, see you all later. Next time something happens, I'll pop up here. But if you got any issues with respect to criminal law you want me to talk about, because somebody did ask me this. They asked me, okay, this is my next video. But they asked me, they said, if in Sherwood, they had 27 arrests. And they said the police didn't read the people their rights when they arrested them. Isn't that an illegal arrest? And the answer is going to be that depends. So I don't want to get into that because then I'll be going for another half hour. So look, if y'all got these types of questions on criminal law or civil rights law, go to my YouTube channel, The Law with Lawson, or do it here on Facebook. Tell me what you want me to talk about, because I love talking about civil rights, and I love talking about criminal law, and I love talking about criminals. We talked a lot about these criminals tonight. All right, I'm out.